Hello, bookworms! Today I'm going to be talking about my Christmas wish list. I always have very extensive Amazon wish lists. I have like a main wish list, and then I have wish lists broken down by genre of books that I like, amongst other things like movies and TV shows and video games and all of that, just because I like to feel organized. And if the urge ever strikes and I'm like, gosh, I am just so in the mood to buy a YA fairy tale retelling book today, I can easily go to that list and pick a book from there without having to go through pages and pages and pages of other things that aren't that. Also, it's just really fun. I love lists. I don't know about you, but lists are like the most fun thing in the world to me. So anyway, I'm going to talk about some of the books that I would love to get for Christmas. All of these books are books that either like mean something to me, or they're like cool additions of favorite books that I might already have, because I feel like when you're getting gifts, it's fun to get things that you might not necessarily buy for yourself. So yeah, here we go. The first thing that I have on my wish list is actually a set of books, and it's more than I would ever ask anyone ever to spend on me, but it's just so pretty. Like, it's like a dream book collection to have, and that is the Penguin Drop Caps collectors series. It's just so pretty. Like, they have all of these different books. They have a different author for every letter of the alphabet, and they go in like this bright neon rainbow order, and they just look gorgeous on a shelf. Like, I don't know if you've seen them in Barnes and Noble, but oh my god, these books are like the definition of attractive. Like, anybody that loves books would probably love these, because they're just beautiful. Like, I just picture them on a future bookshelf, just brightening up my room. Oh. Anyway, okay, next, because I could honestly think about that series like all day. Just tons and tons of daydreaming happening up here. The next book that I have on my wish list is a really fun one. It's the unauthorized story of Walt Disney's Haunted Mansion. It's by Jeff Baham, and two other people. It just looks really cool. I mean, every time that I go to Disney, I really enjoy going to the Haunted Mansion, going on that ride and just seeing like all of the different ghosts. And I think that it'd be really fun to read about them, because there is like a whole like mythology behind them, and everybody who is into Haunted Mansion knows like a lot about it. Like, there are a lot of my friends that are very well versed in the different situations that Haunted Mansion ghosts have been in. So I would like to be a little bit more knowledgeable about that for the next time that I go back to Disney, which will probably be for my honeymoon. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, it would be fun to read about those guys. The next book that I have on my wish list is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And you may be saying, Kristen, don't you already have several copies of The Hobbit? And you, my friend, are right. But this particular edition that I really, really want is illustrated by Alan Lee, and it is gorgeous. I saw my friend Alice has posted lots of photos of it on her Instagram, and I'll leave a link to that below. But it's just like, oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. And I think that it would just be great to add to my Tolkien collection. I just love it. I just do. The next book that I have on my wish list is really cool. It is a Beauty and the Beast pop-up book by Robert Sabuda. Yeah, by Robert Sabuda. It's really, really pretty. I really, really enjoy the art style. It just looks like stained glass, which obviously totally reminds me of the stained glass window of Belle and the Beast, and it's just so pretty. Like, everything pops up in it. If you look at it on Amazon, it just looks like super cool, and there's like pop-up bookshelves, and it's very, very colorful. Like, all the colors are very like deep and rich, and it's just really pretty. I think that it would be like a really pretty just collector's book to have. The next thing that I have on my wish list is a box set, and it is the Series of Unfortunate Events box set by Lemony Snicket, books 1 through 13. I don't know how, but I guess I just didn't fall in that age range for the series on Unfortunate Events books when I was younger, so I have never read them, and I really would like to read them before the Netflix series comes out. I'm sure that I'll have a different experience with them since I'm older than a lot of the people that are nostalgic about them and love them for having read them in their childhood, but I'm still really interested about them. I think they sound really cool, and I would be willing to read all 13 of them. The next book that I have on my list is going to sound so silly, but it is the biography of Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernow. And if you had seen my November book haul, you may have noticed that I included the soundtrack to Hamilton, which is a hit Broadway play going on in New York right now. It is a rap musical about Alexander Hamilton, who just seems to be one of the coolest people in the world, and the biography that actually inspired the whole thing is this biography that Ron Chernow had written, and Lin-Manuel Miranda read it, and while he was reading it, he was like, oh my god, there has to be a musical about this guy, so he did that, and he gave that wonderful gift to the world. So I would be interested in reading the book that inspired this whole phenomenon that I am now a part of, and my fiance so desperately wishes that I would stop talking about, but I can't because it's so great. The next book that I have on my list is Star Wars Costumes by Brandon Allinger, and this book is just like a really pretty coffee table book, but it also means a lot to me because, well, obviously I love Star Wars, but on top of that, I went to FIT for college, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology, and while I was there, the first thing that I did before I even started college was I volunteered to help during Fashion Week, and I just so happened to be placed as a volunteer person working on the Star Wars Dressing a Galaxy show, which was like a complete dream come true. And that is how I met George Lucas and Hayden Christensen, and like, I don't know, it was just unreal. Like, there were so many girls that I went with to volunteer with, and they were like, "Ooh, all we have left is Star Wars." And some people were like, "Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna do that." And I was like, yes. So that book means a lot to me because they are costumes that I have actually seen in person, seen come down a runway, and it signifies, you know, meeting George Lucas, which is kind of a big life thing. So yeah. The next book that I have on my list is the first book in the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. That is like a super long epic fantasy series. I believe there are 21 books, but I could be wrong. It could even be more than that because there are honestly just so many of them, but it's like one of the most in-depth fantasy series that I have ever seen. I know people are obsessed with it, and it will take forever to read because it is so many books and all of the books are really long. Robert Jordan, who wrote the series, actually ended up passing away before he was able to write the final books, but an author that many of us know and love, Brandon Sanderson, took over and he finished the series for him, and it is one of my goals to read everything that Brandon Sanderson has ever written, so these final Wheel of Time books would fall under that, but I can't read those without reading the first, like, 20. So, yeah. The next book that I have on my wish list is actually a cookbook. It's the Momofuku Milk Bar Cookbook. They make delicious desserts. They're this bakery that is in New York City, and they have some in Brooklyn too. It's like a chain, so there are more of them now than there used to be. There's also a restaurant of it that is very well known for their ramen, but I am more interested in their like compost cookies and cakes and just like everything. So I would love to try to be able to make some of those things on my own in my own home without having to go to the bakery. So that is a cookbook that I would love to own. The next book that I have on my list is Cinderella or the Little Glass Slipper, and it is illustrated by Camille Rose Garcia. I have the other illustrated classic books that she's done, which are Snow White and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So I really love her illustrations. I think that they are absolutely beautiful, and I would love to add this book to that collection. So those are all the things that I have on my wish list that are books for Christmas. What are you guys asking for from Santa or family members or whoever it is that you might be getting gifts from? I would love to know. Actually, if you want to leave links to your Amazon wish lists below, that would be really cool because I find it really fascinating to look through other people's wish lists. So yes, I would love if you shared those with me. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day and a very happy holiday season, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!